making a new Wolverine in a new universe that you expect to be a sales boon is if it's Logan. It might be a variant of Logan, but it's Logan. As it stands right now, I get it. They're talking about how Ultimate Hawkeye isn't Clint Barton. Yeah, and you know what? They're already a laughing stock.
We've got New York Comic-Con going on right now, and the first big announcement coming out of Marvel Comics was an Ultimate Wolverine. And who better than to talk about this with Doc, the world's biggest Wolverine fan.
I don't know if I'm the world's biggest. I've never tried cosplaying as him or anything like that. So
nobody wants that. That's spandex. No. Your body's just not made for it anymore.
No, nope. I am definitely not. But I am a very, very big Wolverine fan. You know, Wolverine news always perks my interest.
Marvel's next big thing panel at New York City Comic-Con panel officially announces Ultimate Wolverine #1 by Chris Condon and Alessandro Cappuccio. Panel also unveiled character designs from Cappuccio, giving audiences a greater look at what Wolverine will look like in the Ultimate Universe. In addition, readers will notice that unlike most Wolverine variants and versions, this incarnation wears a muzzle on his face. Condon explains at the panel that, simply put, it's because he's wild, providing insight to just how this might be the most violent Wolverine audiences have ever seen.
Here's the thing, though. It doesn't really look like a muzzle. Looks like a
ninja mask.
Yeah, it looks like a ninja mask. It does. It really does look cool. It doesn't look like a muzzle because it looks like it's just like a full face mask, like he's going more of a Spider-Man look where it's not that lower half open vibe that Wolverine's always had on his costumes. And I dig it for that reason. I mean, especially with his history, you know, at least in 616 Wolverine, you know, of him being trained as a samurai, him fighting the Hand, at one point being the assassin of the Hand, him having like the full face fucking ninja mask like he's goddamn Snake Eyes, because he's like the Marvel Universe Snake Eyes.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like a muzzle. It doesn't look like he's Hannibal Lecter. He just looks like a really cool, badass, you know, comic book character. And the design is very, very good. Alessandro Cappuccio has been the artist on Moon Knight for quite some time now. Sounds like he's stepping over to the Ultimate Universe with Chris Condon on Ultimate Wolverine. And I'm a huge fan of Alessandro Cappuccio. Unfortunately, he's been doing, you know, just a lot of like narrated stories with action happening in the background by Jeb McKay. Hopefully Chris Condon brings the action more to the forefront because it will absolutely accentuate Cappuccio's badass style.
Alessandro Cappuccio is a very good artist. I enjoyed what he did on Moon Knight. I'm curious what he's able to do with Wolverine. I'm not sure it perfectly translates over, but it does look really cool. He had a very sleek, badass look to Moon Knight. And it looks like, at least from the design sense perspective, he's bringing a similar vibe over to Wolverine. You know, he was really good at portraying very extreme kind of violence and action in Moon Knight. And I think that's exactly what you need on a Wolverine book, especially in the Ultimate Universe where there hasn't been exactly much fucking action to this point. So you need somebody that can really bring the brutality and the action to a book like Ultimate Wolverine. And I think Cappuccio is a good choice for that.
Now, we also have Chris Condon being the writer. Hasn't done a whole lot of superheroes. He's going to be doing Green Arrow with DC Comics, but that hasn't launched yet. I know him from That Texas Blood and the Enfield Gang Massacre, two really good comic books. And he certainly does like a lot of violence and mayhem and stuff like that. We'll see if his writing style actually translates into superheroes.
I've never read anything that he has written. I'm just going to go with, I'll give it a shot. He's not somebody that's popped up on my radar as being a modern writer. And by that, I mean no talent hack. But, you know, if you say That Texas Blood and his other work has been pretty good, hey, I have no reason to doubt that. If he likes that more extreme violence, you know, writing for that type of a story, then he's probably a pretty good choice for this.
Along with the reveal of Ultimate Wolverine's new design, the first details were also offered before the character leads their own book with Ultimate Wolverine #1 in January. They will make their debut in Ultimate Universe 1 year in #1, a special one-shot marking the first year of the restored Ultimate Universe, which is also promised to set up the next year of stories. That next year of planned stories includes the return of the Maker. It's only fitting that his most valuable weapon will debut in the same issue. I still think Ultimate Universe 1 year in is a really stupid title, but this does give you a reason to go check it out.
I think it's a stupid title for a lot of reasons. I think that doing a Marvel Ultimate Universe 1 year in when basically nothing has happened in that year is
a lot of characters showed up and then never showed up again.
Honestly, it feels almost like they need to do a 1 year in just as almost like a soft retool. I wouldn't say reboot, but retool of the universe to maybe actually getting it going in a more exciting direction that'll actually have people give a shit. Because right now, outside of Ultimate Spider-Man, nobody gives a shit about the Ultimate Universe because none of it's very good. Because they really don't want to read the not X-Men, and they really don't want to read basically exactly the same as a mediocre Black Panther 616 story. Bringing in another character that anybody might actually want and actually introducing some fucking action to the line is probably a pretty good idea, even if it requires a soft retooling on the fly.
True to the character's origins as a government weapon, Ultimate Wolverine is an unwilling agent of the Maker, the secret creator of this corrupt universe. Mind-wiped and used as an assassin, he's still the best there is at what he does, even if it's not in control of who he does it to. In order to maintain control over their corner of the Maker's world, 3 members of his council, Magic, Colossus, and Omega Red, deploy their most lethal asset, the Winter Soldier, but who is the weapon behind the mask? Well, I'm interested in that.
Yeah, and look, even original Ultimate Wolverine kind of came in as a villain. So this is kind of tracking with that origin as well as the 616 universe where he was a government agent and kind of a living weapon for them. His connection with kind of government experimentation programs is fine. The Ultimate Universe is just following in the exact same thing that Krakoa did with their weird Russia derangement syndrome, because apparently the entire Makers Council is made up a bunch of evil Russians. Did we fall back to the fucking Cold War? It's just so fucking tedious and been done. I'm tired of listening to every single creative person bitch about Russia for the last 5 fucking years. And it seems like we're just getting more of that. But at the same time, hey, look, we've already had him as part of the Weapon X program. We've had him as part of Department H. We've made that work. In the original Ultimate Universe, he was the original mutant that everybody else was built off of in some way. Like he was the first person with an X gene or some shit like that. I can get behind this to a degree. I like the idea. I just wish it wasn't more Russia derangement syndrome in comics.
I did recently read an interview with Chris Condon on Adventures in Poor Taste, and this could go poorly just based on some of the stuff that he said in there. What's most fascinating about this variation on Wolverine is that it may not actually be Logan. In fact, in all likelihood, this version of Wolverine isn't Logan. As Forgotten Marvels by Dennis Cape, Juan Frigeri, from Brief Comic Book Day 2024, Ultimate Universe Spider-Man #1 teases that the Logan of this universe may already be dead. If this isn't Logan, it treats the Wolverine name and idea as a mantle in the same way that is loosely used as such for Laura Kinney. It also continues a trend of Ultimates not necessarily having the same secret identity as their 616 counterpart. And I think I've already actually seen Wolverine in the blue and yellow costume, or at least teased. I believe it was an Ultimate Universe from Jonathan Hickman as well. So it's a little strange that we're seeing this here, but it sounds like, I guess in that Free Comic Book Day, he might have actually been explained to have been dead at that point. So there's a good chance it's another character underneath the costume. Although the one cover that we do have with his face clearly looks like Wolverine.
There's the design variant cover that clearly looks exactly like Logan. Look, here's the thing though. Wolverine as not Wolverine is not going to get over. It doesn't get over in the 616. Laura Kinney can't be Wolverine. Dawkins can't be Wolverine. Blonde-verine can't be Wolverine. None of these clowns can be Wolverine. The whole point of making a new Wolverine in a new universe that you expect to be a sales boon is if it's fucking Logan. It might be a variant of Logan, but it's Logan. As it stands right now, I get it. They're talking about how Ultimate Hawkeye isn't Clint Barton. Yeah, and you know what? They're already a fucking laughing stock.
Also, Ultimate Hawkeye is not a mutant. Like, this isn't an ability that is specifically manifested within his own biology.
Yeah.
He just happened to pick up the armaments that were left behind by Clint Barton. It's
Exactly.
a little bit different when you start swapping around X genes that are supposed to manifest in specific individuals.
Yes, especially when the X gene doesn't always manifest the same way in every individual. Putting somebody else that's not Wolverine as Wolverine, it's going to go over like a fart in fucking church. And all the hype that you think you're going to get here isn't going to happen. I hate to break it to you, Marvel, but legacy heroes don't fucking sell for you. They haven't yet. We're going on almost 15 years of you trying this shit, and it's yet to fucking work.
Now, the good news is this character is not being introduced in the Ultimates. It's not going to get the Ultimate Hawkeye treatment that Dennis Cape gated, or the Ultimate She-Hulk and the Monstrosities treatment that you get on Gamma Island, or even the weird reveal of America Chavez, who we haven't really seen at all since then. So at least there's going to be a competent writer behind this. Hopefully Dennis Camp isn't actually writing Ultimate Universe 1 year in. Then maybe he will get that treatment. But there's a damn good chance that you're going to be able to take this character seriously, which we haven't been able to do with a lot of the other variants that we've gotten within the Ultimate Universe, because Dennis Camp so busy trying to take a moral stance on stuff that everyone agrees with. It's not even funny. If he did this is what the muzzle would mean. Wolverine would be muzzled and be like put in the back of a car, and they wouldn't have cracked the window.
Don't leave your dog in the car without the windows open. No fucking shit, asshole. Here's the wonderful thing about being comic readers. We, as the reader, can collectively reject every single thing created by a fucking retard. I am personally choosing to reject that anything that Dennis Camp ever writes actually matters.
But I do think with the information that we have and the look that we have seen, we do have Alessandro Cappuccio on art, Chris Condon as the writer, Ultimate Wolverine, got a cool, slick design. Looks pretty neat. I think this is something that you can kind of get excited about, even if the Ultimate Universe line so far has been very blasé, to say the least.
Absolutely. I think that this is exactly the kind of shot in the arm that the Ultimate Universe needs, provided it's actually Logan. They don't need somebody else wearing the quote-unquote mantle, which it's not a mantle, of a character that they actually want to read. They want to read Ultimate Logan. It's the reason why Ultimate X-Men, original Ultimate X-Men, was a big major success. But Ultimate X-Men by Peach Momoko, kind of an utter train wreck that nobody even acknowledges exists at this point, other than Peach Momoko fans. Because it's not the X-Men. Giving us things in name only is exactly what Marvel has done for the last 10 to 15 years, giving us what we actually want, such as a married Spider-Man in Ultimate Spider-Man. It goes over like fucking gangbusters. So, considering that how poorly and kind of middling at best that the current Ultimate Universe is, giving us fucking wild, violent, not Dadverine version of Ultimate Wolverine, where it's Logan under the mask and he's still kind of a broken individual trying to be a human, is exactly what we do want. It's exactly what the readers want. And it could be the major shot in the arm to give a second pillar to what is otherwise right now basically just a teepee. It's not even a tent. If they want the Ultimate Universe to be their second tent out there, they have to put up a second fucking tent pole. Ultimate Wolverine with Ultimate Logan could absolutely be that tent pole in a way that none of the other ones are, and that no mantle swapped version of him could ever be.
Do want to say thank you very much to Doc for talking with me about Ultimate Wolverine. If you would like this entire conversation fully unedited, you do need to go to Think Critical Patreon. You'll get this as well as our Wolverine #2 review fully unedited. It is live right now on Think Critical Patreon. There's a link in the video description. Hope to see you there very, very soon.